What up, everybody? What up, everybody? Let me get to the spot. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Plan Your Greatness, and I am your gracious host, Carlton Hamilton. And let's get started today. Today is Thoughtful Thursday. Yes, it is. If you're following my channel, you know that I always have something on Monday morning, Motivational Mondays. Excuse me. Turn Up Tuesdays, Woke Wednesdays, Thoughtful Thursdays, and Financial Fridays. But today is Thoughtful Thursdays. And if you've been following my channel, you know last week I put out two videos. One was introducing Thoughtful Thursdays, and then the second one was introducing, and it was telling you what we were going to talk about, because we were beginning a series, which was the What Separates You series. So this is what this channel, it's not going to always be about the What Separates You, but this is going to be some very impactful, thoughtful stuff. But we're going to have this 5-video series called What Separates You. And last week, we introduced, we told you the 5, which is, it's based off of the 5 things that I believe that were very influential and powerful in how I transitioned specifically from prison to where I'm at right now. And these things can be applied in anywhere. And I even noticed that they applied toward how I became a professional baseball player. But more specifically, we're focusing on how I was able to transition from the bottom of the bottom, going through depression, homelessness, incarceration, and coming out of that and becoming a college graduate, a business owner, a father, an author, a motivational speaker, and a YouTuber. So it's been a long journey. It's been 20 years, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But let's get into it. What separates you? Just as a recap, we went over the 5 areas that I believe what separated me. First off is I had a vision, and I acted on it. Number 2 is I got the mindset that I was no longer a victim. I had options. I was now in control of my destiny. Number 3 is I set some clear, defined goals, and I became committed to them. Number 4 is I took those goals out of my head and I put them on paper into a plan. Number 5, I then took action. So it sounds simple, but as Jim Rome says, if things that make people successful are easy to do, but they're also easy not to do. All right, so last week we covered a video on action. Well, the final step of it, because we're going from 5, 4, 3 to number 1. So last week was action. What do you need to do? How do you take action? What does it mean? The movement, getting out of your own way, the fears, and all that stuff. So this week we're talking about the plan of action. Okay, so it's number 4. So once you decide that you have this why, you have options, you set the goals, then you gotta get this plan together. And first and foremost, you have to take it out of your mind and you have to put it on paper. And it doesn't need to be that you plaster it all over the place. Like me, I have a schedule, and we'll get to that in a second. You don't have to plaster, you don't have to tell anybody, you don't have to put it all over the place. You just have to get it out of your head on paper that you can see it. And I do recommend, like some people, they put it on their refrigerators, they put it on the sink in the kitchen, they put it by their bed, they put it in the bathroom next to the mirror as a constant reminder. I'm digging that. I believe that's a good way to start. But if you know truly what it is, all it takes for you, just have it in some place that when you wake up, you look at it. Before you go to bed, you look at it. You look at that plan of action that you've taken out of your head and you put it on paper. Now let's break it down to more specifically what it should look like. And I'm gonna show you behind me. I'm gonna put some clips on there, but I'm gonna show you that my organized day. I get up at 4 o'clock every day, with the exception of Saturdays and Sundays, because I have some different stuff to do. But my day is very organized. Now, again, don't get lost in the fact that you look at my schedule and you see from 4 a.m. to 9, I'm running around, or basically 10, I'm running around like a chicken with his head cut off, going from here to here to here to here. But what I do, and what I think is important, is that I have a outline, a blueprint of where I believe I need to be at any hour or any minute of the day. And there's things that I should be doing that's moving me forward, because I'm playing a long game. I'm not sitting here just trying to get through the day, even though I have the things, I have my day chopped up in small bits, and I know when I do these things. But again, I'm playing the long game, that these things are going to impact me in 30 days, in 60 days, in 90 days, in a year, 2, 5, 10. That's what I look at. That end goal that I have is something that I know these are the things that I need to chip away at every single day. That's how I wrote my book. That's how I actually got through prison. That's actually how I finished my degree. That's actually how I really tackle anything, is I take it apart and I put it into small things that I need to do every single day. And then next you know, you look at a year from now, boom, you've hit your goal. All right, so you put it on paper, you organize it, and then what I call daily deadlines. And those are just the hour increments that I have. I'm going to be here at this particular time. I'm going to the gym. I'm going to pick my daughter up. I have some transportation stuff. So it's flexible, but if I have to go off the path because something comes up that needs to be taken care of immediately, I know I just jump right back on my schedule and get going. Okay? So we have these daily deadlines, but let's not lose sight of and believe that I just put my head down and grind. When I'm supposed to be doing something, when I'm supposed to be making videos, when I'm supposed to be reading, when I'm supposed to be studying something about taxes or anything that I'm supposed to be doing, my mind is in it. But I also have wellness in my schedule, meaning going to the gym. I have fun in my schedule, spending time with my son and daughter, or me just going and doing something, not a cheat day, because I don't even like that term, because if you're trying to eat healthy, what's the point of having a day that you're just going to eat a bunch of garbage? Some people do that. I'm not knocking anybody, but I'm just going, I work very hard to keep myself eating healthy, and I'm not going to, just have a day where I'm just going to eat garbage. I just don't do that. But let's get back. Okay. You want to make sure that you are planning in, I don't want to say budget, but planning in health and wellness, planning in some sort of fun, planning in a meal, planning in sleep. Me, I know I work at my optimum level when I'm getting somewhere between 6.5 hours of sleep. I feel great when I wake up. I will almost wake up just without an alarm clock. Once I get to that 6 hours and 15 minutes are like the minimum cutoff, where I'll boom, 6 hours and 15 minutes, boom, I'll wake up and it's like, hey, you done got your prerequisite sleep. Hey man, let's get up, let's get it going, let's get it cracking today. Let's get moving. It's weird the way my body works like that. All right, so I say budget in those things because I got this quote from Dr. Dennis Kimbrough. He said, "What gets measured gets done." When you put it on the schedule, more than likely it's going to get done. So I do not have the luxury of wasting time. Okay, and I'm talking to all you millennials more specifically out there. I said, how much time do you spend on your phone, on Instagram, on Twitter, on whatever the social media platforms are for the group? And it's not just my son. My daughter is 17, and my son's is almost 19. But I believe that window goes from about 15 to 35. And in some cases, it goes a little lower and it goes a little higher. You can almost extend it from 10 to 40. There's a 30-year window where people are just all day long on social media. And my thing is, if you look at my old videos and look at what they look like, the lighting and everything, and then you look at now, and I'm basically using the same equipment, but the sound is better, and it's going to get better now because I'm going to get a better microphone. But the quality of it, the creativity in it is better. And you know where that came from? That came from just 30 minutes, maybe an hour a day over the past couple of months just watching tutorials on YouTube that there's too much time wasting going on right now. And the things that we are using as time wasters, right behind it is the ability to actually learn something. The social media platform, there are people out there that are creating all kinds of stuff on Instagram. You get on Twitter, they do stuff, and then they'll send you to a link where you can see a YouTube channel, and then they show you all this other stuff. Like I've learned how to do these videos. I've learned how to do other stuff. I'm getting into the motivational space, so I'm actually able to listen to these individuals, see the topics that they're covering. I'm using this as, I'm trying to be a beast on this and using it, and it's free. That's what I find just so fascinating. So I've gotten a little sidetracked, but let's get back to this. Plan of action. Planning. This was next to the last thing as far as before you take action, you need to activate a plan. But more importantly, after you put it on paper, after you have organized your day, recognize that you need these daily deadlines, small increments so it keeps you on track. You understand that you need to budget in or schedule in some wellness, some fun, some food, some sleep, because what gets measured gets done. You activate that immediately. You take into account that you don't have a lot of time to waste. You want to make sure that the hours that you are up, if you sleep for 8 hours, you're up for 16. How many of those 16 hours are you actually utilizing, to your fullest to be productive? Okay, so now you think about that. If you are doing all those things, then you are absolutely on your way to planning your greatness. This is Planning Your Greatness, and I will say this again as my boy, you hear that music as he works with that little outro. I will say this again. Plan your greatness. You know why? Because no one else will.
A young boy once
all right, Jamari,
was all alone.
Take us home.
No
I'll
one
see y'all
knew
next time.
he was home.
Thursday.
No one said, hey, what's up? No one asked if he was